Have you ever wondered why some dribblers danced past defenders while others bulldozed through them like unstoppable forces?
Unless Messi has it, of course.
Here's Messi, still Leo Messi!
This isn't just another dribbling compilation. This isn't just another skills showcase. This is the complete psychology of dribbling, 7 distinct archetypes that define how the greatest players in history approach beating defenders. Every great dribbler falls into one of these categories. Every style has its own philosophy. Every approach has its own genius. What you're about to discover are the 7 types of dribblers that have shaped football history. Not just their techniques, but their mindsets, their philosophies, and the unique ways they see the game that separates them from everyone else.
Neymar goes on! Neymar still here! Across goal and shot!
Every archetype has been studied through the lens of football's greatest legends, every style analyzed for its psychological approach, and every technique broken down to show you exactly what makes each type so devastatingly effective. We'll explore the showman who turns football into theatre, the bulldozer who uses power as poetry, and the phenomenon who defied every law of physics. But first, let me show you why understanding your dribbling type could transform your entire game. But what if someone told you that the greatest dribbler ever wasn't trying to beat defenders, he was trying to entertain them? Ronaldinho didn't just play football. He conducted symphonies of joy. He painted masterpieces with his feet. He turned every match into a carnival of skill. The showman archetype is defined by one thing: pure, unbridled joy. These dribblers don't just want to beat you. They want to make you smile while they do it. They want to leave you applauding your own destruction.
Ronaldinho! Goal!
Signature traits: flair over efficiency, unpredictability over patterns, entertainment over pragmatism, joy over victory. Ronaldinho's signature moves were poetry in motion. The elastico that bent reality, the flip-flap that hypnotized defenders, the no-look feints that made grown men question their eyesight. But it wasn't just the moves. It was the smile, that infectious grin that said, "I'm having the time of my life, and so should you." If you're a showman, you dribble because you love the art itself. You'd rather beat one defender beautifully than 5 defenders efficiently. You play for the gasps, the applause, the moments that make people fall in love with football.
Cara al gato Romero, se va en una bicicleta muy larga. Atención que sigue Ronaldinho, se va por el centro, Ronaldinho!
But before we explore the other types, we must witness the dribbler who seemed to operate by different laws of physics entirely. Ronaldo Nazário, or fenomeno, the phenomenon. This archetype is defined by the impossible made routine. These dribblers don't just beat defenders, they make defending look like a theoretical concept. They move with a combination of power, balance, and explosiveness that shouldn't exist in one human body. Ronaldo's signature moves defied explanation. The toe poke that came from nowhere, the fake shot that sent defenders to different time zones, the body feint that made physics professors weep. But it was his balance that was truly supernatural. Knocked off course by defenders, he'd somehow stay upright. Fouled mid-stride, he'd continue running. Challenged from impossible angles, he'd emerge with the ball. At his peak, Ronaldo wasn't just the best dribbler in the world. He was the best dribbler who had ever existed. Defenders would foul him not out of malice, but out of desperation. It was the only way to stop the unstoppable. If you're a phenomenon, you dribble through pure athletic supremacy. You don't need tricks or techniques. Your body is the trick. You beat defenders because you're simply operating on a different level of human performance. But what if power could be as beautiful as finesse? Cristiano Ronaldo proved that bulldozers could dance, that directness could be art, that sometimes the most beautiful way past a defender is straight through them. The Bulldozer archetype combines raw power with technical precision. These dribblers don't go around defenders, they go through them. They use speed, strength, and sheer determination as their weapons. Cristiano's signature moves were power made elegant, step-overs delivered at lightning speed, the chop that changed direction like a Formula One car, shoulder feints that moved defenders like chess pieces. But it was the mentality that defined him. Every dribble was a statement. You cannot touch me. Every touch was delivered with absolute conviction. Every movement radiated the confidence of a man who knew he was unstoppable. If you're a bulldozer, you dribble through sheer force of will. You don't need to be the most technical. You beat defenders because you refuse to be beaten.
Edoya was stretching, and Ronaldo's whipped it off his toes. Lovely stuff.
But perhaps the most psychological approach to dribbling belongs to the masters of deception. Eden Hazard didn't beat defenders with his feet. He beat them with their own minds. He made them defeat themselves. The Illusionist archetype is built on manipulation. These dribblers study defenders like psychologists study patience. They find weaknesses, exploit fears, and turn confidence into confusion. Hazard's signature moves were masterclasses in deception, hip shifts that sent defenders the wrong way, hesitation moves that made time stand still, delayed touches that broke defenders' timing. But the real magic was in the setup. Hazard would spend the first 20 minutes of a match studying his opponent, learning their tendencies, discovering their tells. Then he would exploit them mercilessly. If you're an illusionist, you dribble with your brain first, your feet second. You beat defenders by understanding them better than they understand themselves. But some dribblers never forgot where they came from. The streets, where football was pure expression. Neymar brought the favelas to the world stage. He turned professional football into street football. He proved that creativity could never be coached out of genius.
Twisting, turning, trying to flick the ball through. Still going. Neymar!
The freestyler archetype is defined by pure creativity. These dribblers see the pitch as their canvas. Every touch is a brushstroke. Every move is an expression of their soul. Neymar's signature moves were street poetry, the rainbow flick that defied gravity, the heel chop that came from another dimension, step-overs that turned defending into dancing. But it was the unpredictability that made him special. You could never prepare for Neymar because Neymar didn't know what he was going to do next. His moves came from instinct, from joy, from the pure love of the game. If you're a freestyler, you dribble for the art of it. You beat defenders because you see possibilities they can't imagine. You play football like you're painting a masterpiece. But the modern game demands a different kind of dribbler, one who understands that beating defenders is just the beginning. Kylian Mbappé doesn't just dribble past players, he dribbles into space, he dribbles with purpose, he dribbles to break games open. The game breaker archetype is defined by tactical intelligence. These dribblers don't just beat defenders for the sake of it. Every dribble serves a greater purpose, every move is calculated to create maximum advantage. Mbappe's signature moves are efficiently perfected. Diagonal bursts that exploit space, zone entries that create overloads, off-ball movements that set up dribbling opportunities. But it's the timing that makes him special. Mbappe knows exactly when to dribble and when to pass, when to go direct and when to be patient, when to beat one defender and when to beat five. If you're a game breaker, you dribble with purpose. You beat defenders not for individual glory, but to create advantages for your team. You understand that the best dribble is the one that leads to a goal. But one dribbler transcends all categories because he mastered every single one. Lionel Messi, the problem, the player who broke the system by being all systems at once. Messi isn't just one type of dribbler, he's every type of dribbler. He can be a showman when the moment calls for magic, a bulldozer when power is needed, an illusionist when minds need changing, a freestyler when creativity is required, a game breaker when tactics demand it, a phenomenon when physics need bending. Messi's genius lies in his adaptability. Against aggressive defenders, he becomes elusive. Against passive defenders, he becomes direct. Against fast defenders, he becomes unpredictable. Against slow defenders, he becomes explosive. He reads the defender and becomes whatever type of dribbler will destroy them most effectively. This is why Messi is called the problem. You can't prepare for him because you don't know which version you'll face. You can't study him because he's constantly evolving. You can't stop him because he has every tool in the arsenal. If you're the problem, you've transcended categories. You don't have a dribbling style. You have all dribbling styles. You beat defenders by being whatever they're least prepared for. So there they stand, the 7 types of dribblers that define football's greatest artists. From Ronaldinho's joyful showmanship to Messi's perfect fusion, each archetype represents a different philosophy of how to beat defenders and express yourself through football. The showman entertains, the bulldozer overpowers, the illusionist deceives, the freestyler creates, the game breaker calculates, the phenomenon transcends, the problem adapts. For those who want to develop their own dribbling style with specific training drills for each archetype, there's a comprehensive guide to finding and mastering your dribbling type available in the description below. But while these 7 types show different approaches to beating defenders, there's another story about skills so revolutionary they didn't just beat players, they changed football forever. If this breakdown of dribbling archetypes helped you understand your own, make sure to subscribe for more football psychology and technique content. And let me know in the comments, which type of dribbler are you, and which archetype do you most want to develop? Your insights help create future training content. The next video reveals 10 football skills that change the game forever. Because while these 7 types show how to dribble, those 10 skills show how dribbling can revolutionize the entire sport.